But yeah, back to that Batman versus Superman news. The thing that came out today was the Flash and Aquaman cameos, how they plan on doing those for the Batman versus Superman film coming out next year. And it's a little different. I wasn't anticipating them doing it this way, but I guess when they said that they were only going to have cameos in this movie, they really meant they were only going to have cameos in this movie. So the way this is set up is Bruce Wayne, or Batman, I'm not sure which one he's going to be exactly, breaks into LexCorp, and he gets into the computer system, and he sees footage of a blur going through a bank where it's a bank that's being robbed and stopping the robbery. So you don't actually see the Flash, you just see the blur of him moving around. And then you see a tank full of water and a dude slap his hand against the tank or whatever, and that's supposed to be Aquaman's little cameo. Now, I don't know, the idea of Aquaman, being captured at this point is kind of weird, because
Yeah.
the way that they're doing all this, the way these movies are laid out, is Batman versus Superman is going to be out next year, early next year, and the Justice League will, at some point have to come and get him and break him out of that prison, whatever he's locked up. Why Lex has him locked up for some reason, I don't know what it is. But then we have the Suicide Squad movie, where it's supposed to be like a prequel, and they fill in the events of what happened before Batman versus Superman, and I guess they're going to work out what was going on with Aquaman in that movie. But it just seems weird to me to do it like that. Like, you have two movies coming out in the same year, and you're doing them backwards almost. Like,
That's going to
I don't
confuse
know.
people.
Yeah, I mean, it's confusing me just thinking about it. Like, okay, so I'm going to find out why Aquaman was in the cage later
Before I
next
see
year.
him out the cage.
Yeah, that's just really weird the way they're doing that. So, I don't know, what do you think about that, Josh? What do you think about the Flash cameo?
Um. Okay. For the most part, I'm really hesitant about pretty much the whole DC movie universe in general, because they don't seem to be doing that great of a job. Like, everything that they've been saying is something that's really iffy. It's not like, oh, that's gonna be terrible or that's gonna be good. It's just something that's just like, why are you really doing it like that? We can't tell if that's gonna be good or bad. It's just weird. Um, so I'm just really hesitant about pretty much saying anything about it, because I honestly can't say I feel like it's going to be good or bad, because it's just really different. And I don't know. I feel like DC is putting way too many eggs in one basket right now, because, like I said earlier, their first movie from the franchise did not, like, yeah, it did well in the box office, but it did not go over well with reviews from the fans. So that should have been their first priority, would be to fix that. But it's not. Their first priority seems to be to catch up to Marvel and be like, hey, we have all these characters too. Which
Right.
I'm just kind of eh.
So,
I don't know what to really say about it, but other than I'm hesitant.
so your opinion is they should have kind of basically just, like, grabbed a hold of Marvel's idea, not necessarily just like do the exact same thing, but like, well, you kind of follow that as a blueprint, like establish some of the characters of your universe first, then bring them together so that they have that
They
development.
could even do Batman versus Superman with it just being Batman and Superman. They didn't have to bring in Wonder Woman. They didn't have to have all the cameos from the entire Justice League. Like, yes, it's Dawn of Justice, but they should not. Justice League should not be coming up yet. Justice League should have been after all this. They shouldn't be like, oh yeah, we're already having them meet or something in some way like that.
Right.
They're just putting everything too fast, I feel like, to try and catch up.
What about you, Isabel? What do you think about how they're doing the cameos there?
Aquaman, I don't like that they have him in a cage, being as he is. He's the king. Why would he be in the cage in the first place? When I think of a cameo for Aquaman, I would think maybe they see him parting the ocean, walking into the sea, going back to Atlantis. That's how I picture it. His cameo would be like. For the Flash, I can see that, but at the same time, I'm like, it's okay. I guess it's all right. It could be better.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of my impression of the whole thing. Is I'm not at all happy with the idea that they're going with for Aquaman. I was kind of in your camp there, Isabel. I kind of pictured him like on the beach or something, somewhere near the water, doing something at the end. Like I was thinking maybe have him at the end of the movie even.
Yeah,
And
that's what I'm thinking.
Like, especially since they're having like the badass Aquaman, they're not having the Aquaman that I enjoy, that I find fun, which, you know, like the brave and bold type Aquaman, where it's like, oh, ha ha, let's go on an adventure. They were trying to do, like, you know, the badass new 52 one, and I'm just like, you know, he would bust out of that cage. Like,
He would.
you have him near water where he's still gonna be strong as hell. It's just like,
I'd
come on.
understand if he was like in a very, very, very dry area and then only giving him water through like a tiny little straw.
Yeah.
That's it. But then again, he's still still Aquaman. He's used to like all the pressure of the sea. He's almost as strong as Superman. How can they hold him?
yeah, like I was just looking at it again, and I heard somewhere that he was going to be in a tank with some water in it, but maybe I was wrong about that. Maybe they're not going to have the water in there. But either way, it's still weird.
Yeah. I feel like having him near water would be a really bad idea to try and keep him captive.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just wasn't really wild about that. The Flash, that kind of seems like what you would expect them to do with
Yeah.
him. You know, I mean, how else are you gonna cameo him? Have him like? I think it would be really funny if they like had him stop this robbery and then stop and wave at the camera or whatever, like the security camera, and then leave. Like I could see something like that.
Do a whole like little arrow finale of Cameo. It's like, oh, hey guys, I just saved your life, but no, I can't help you. I can't help you for 5 more seconds. Bye.
See ya. I'm gonna go do what I need to do. No,
Yeah.
for the Flash, how I'd see it, how they put him in is that Batman and Superman will be, or it's during a battle scene and there's people getting crushed, and then they go off to some people that are just about to like get rained on by like stone or building, and you see the red blur like go and take them out, and then they go back to the main movie. That's how I see how they put him. And then Aquaman, of course, at the end, walking into the ocean and being really mad, or walking out of it, being really mad because of all the destruction. We can have like a Throne of Atlantis type scene going on for that.
Yeah,
for
see,
Aquaman.
I like that idea. That would be so much better than just having him in the cage. And then, I mean, are we only going to see the hand? Because, I mean, how are we supposed to gather that that's Aquaman just from a hand? Like, so it's a guy with a really big muscular arm. So what? That could be pretty much anybody in the DC cinematic universe. That could be any superhero. Period. So
Like he doesn't, yeah, like he doesn't have the hook anymore. Like if he had the hook, you would say, oh, okay, who else is gonna have a hook?
right, exactly.
It could be Aqualad. Who knows? Serious
See-
doubts it could be him, but it could.
That would be awesome if they brought in the sidekicks like that. But
Bring in
I doubt it.
So yeah, that was pretty interesting. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure that this is actually like what they're gonna do. This is what was kind of scooped today. It was on Heroic Hollywood. I don't know if this is 100% because when you go with these kind of sites and sources, it's kind of hit or miss.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily just them. It's who they talk to. I don't know if their source is purposefully trying to mislead them or if this is actually 100% accurate. I guess we'll see over time. There was actually another guy who had talked about this very same thing about the Flash a year ago, and they actually he had commented on the story, and they ended up linking back to him as a source. He had talked about this last year, and I'd never even heard of the website before, so that's kind of crazy that this guy may have had some information that whole time after all. So I don't know. I just like we were saying before the show went live, I don't think that I would have anybody in this at this point. I think I would just kind of go with Josh's idea and have Batman versus Superman be Batman versus Superman, and not try to stick other things in there. Maybe some Easter eggs. Like you can maybe do some Easter eggs, but not necessarily a straight up cameo. Like I really like the Easter eggs in Man of Steel. Like you got the LexCorp truck and the Wayne Industries satellite that let you know that these characters were there, but it wasn't like, oh look, there's a blur saving somebody from a burning building. That's the Flash, and
And it's red.
yeah, it's the Scarlet Speedster. It's like they didn't beat you over the head with it, but
It's the streak, guys. It's the streak.
yeah,
That was I give them points for creativity when they started calling him the Streak in the show. It was like, what?
Okay,
What?
well, did you ever watch the Justice League Unlimited cartoon?
Yes.
Well, there was one episode where it's Flash, Hawk Girl, Green, Martian Manhunter, and Green Lantern. I think it was Martian Manhunter, maybe not. Where they end up getting like transported into an alternate dimension where there's other like completely different set of superheroes, and one of them was a speedster called the Streak. I was like, hey, you already used that name.
Can't use it again. No repeats.
I don't know what it is about the shows, man, but like with Smallville, you had Clark as the Red Blue Blur or just the Blur.
I guess they like the blurs.
Yeah, like that drove me nuts. Red Blue Blur, like, oh come on, man, that's a mouthful. Just can't you say something different? Red Blue Blur.
No. Have you guys seen the pilot yet for Supergirl?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
I am so angry. They
Legally, of
refuse to
course.
say his name. They don't.
Oh my god, that pissed me off. They say his name like what, twice in the whole
No,
thing?
they don't. No, they never say it. They never
No,
say it.
they say it once. I know they say it at least once.
I don't remember them saying it at least once.
I think it was who said it. Jimmy Olsen, I think, said it.
No, he called him the big boy. He never called him Superman.
I know they
Never
say
called
it
him-
once. I definitely remember that, but I can't remember who said it.
I don't think anyone
But no.
said it.
Yeah, because they say it one time, and then they reference him like 20 more times throughout the entire movie episode. It's just like, oh, he, cousin,
Your cousin.
that guy, the
that
man,
was obnoxious.
the man over there.
I was screaming the entire time. I'm just like, say it. Just say it. Is that so hard? Just say it. You can say Supergirl as much as you want. How hard is it to say Superman? I never thought I'd be saying this in my life, but oh my god, I am.
Yeah, that was kind of ridiculous. Yeah, that was really weird. I don't know, is there some kind of like contractual deal that they have with like, is it because they're using Superman in the cinematic universe in the movies that they can't use it in the TV universe or something? Like, I don't know the details. I know sometimes in like...
I don't know. I think DC is really... I don't even think DC knows what they're doing when it comes to that whole mess about rather TV and about like characters being on TV, not movies, but movies and TV. Because like they canceled Deadshot. They killed him off because they're gonna have him in the movie. But then you still have like other characters that are gonna be in the movie. Like they just introduced Katana, and then they're like, oh yeah, Katana's gonna be in the same movie as Deadshot.
Yeah,
If
that's
they were
weird.
going to have her in the movie, they should have killed her when she was fighting her husband.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I don't even think they know what they're doing at this point with that, because now they have the Flash TV show, and they're not going to cancel that because, I mean, that's their highest rated TV show right now.
From what I've
Because-
heard, though, I thought they were going to, from articles I read, I heard that they're going to keep the TV universe and the cinematic universe is completely different, not what Marvel's doing.
That's exactly what they're saying. But then they're canceling characters like they're like killing characters like Deadshot, and then like some other things because of the movie. But then they're keeping some characters that are going to be in the movies, and it's really weird.
Yeah, like they're saying...
They're going back and forth.
Yeah, like they're killing off, like you said, like Deadshot, and he's going to be in Suicide Squad. Well, then how come they're not going to do something like... I mean, are they going to do something like that with the Flash? Because you've got Barry Allen in both, universes there. So how are you going to work that out? I wonder if they're going to transition the Flash show to Wally West at some point, because they're supposed to be introducing Wally West here soon, aren't they?
No,
Yeah, they're going to introduce him sometime in season 2.
I don't like Wally.
Really?
I don't like Wally West. Like, he's cool. I liked him in the animated one, but I like Barry Allen better. Barry's always been my favorite. Wally's kind of a... I don't like Wally.
I don't know. Well, I mean, for the longest time, like reading them, I never really thought about who. Like, I don't know why, but like reading Flash for the longest time, I never really got the difference between a Barry story and a Wally story. And then finally, like once I realized, I was like, oh wait, they're two different people. What am I doing? But I don't know. I like them both a lot. Barry is my favorite Flash, but I still like Wally.
I haven't read that much with Wally. Most of the stuff that I've read, I'm the resident Marvel guy, so I read way more Marvel than DC. But when I do read that stuff, it's mostly been Barry stories. So I don't really know all that much about Wally West or Bart either, and all that
Well,
stuff. So
the thing about it is that for Flash, anyways, Barry Allen was the Flash for a really long time, and then he died, but he was gone for like 20 years, and that was all Wally West as the Flash. So there's a whole like generation of people who only know the Flash as Wally West, and then they're like, oh, and then like Flash Rebirth came and stuff, and they're like, oh, Barry Allen's back, okay, and
Okay.
yeah, but I mean, for the longest time, it was just Wally, because Flash is one of the very few characters who actually stayed gone. Like Barry Allen was one of the few characters that stayed gone for a really long time before he came back.